So with some more CEX Roulettes, we've got 5 to go through. That should be quite interesting, but more interesting than that is, what the hell is this? Let's find out. What going to appear too many games?
PS Too Many Games.
Hello friends, and welcome to PS Too Many Games. Time for some more CEX Roulette. 5 games like always. Well, not like always. I'm now doing them 5 at a time because we're now at that point where I need to get like certain games like on the list. You know what I mean? We've got to that point where we're now starting to get to the nitty gritty of the cheaper end of PS2 games. And the best way to do that is just find them CEX, have a go at them, and see if they turn up British or actually in some kind of way where they can be playable in English and the disc isn't terrible. Also with manual. We want them in reasonably good condition, in other words. And as we've seen in the past, CEX can do well, but they can also do terribly. And I just realised I'm not even wearing the microphone. Bear with me a second. Right, I should be far more clear now with obviously the microphone in. Legit forgot about the microphone. That's kind of important these days because the audio quality is so much better with it. Anyway, where was I? Yes, we got some CEX to do, but we also got the package. I actually know what this is, obviously. This came all the way from France. Took 3 weeks to come from France. To put that in the context, when I bought the games from Germany, they took less than 2 weeks. So a Parcel took an extra week from a country that's closer to us. Work that out. It's eBay, so basically the guy sent it about 2 weeks after he should have. But it's not a massively expensive thing, it's just something I needed. So it's not a big issue. We're actually going to open this first because this is a peripheral accessory to a game we already own. But anyway, it's been quite a phenomenal day. For those who are curious, I have been in Norwich today. We went to Last Level Games and picked up quite a few things. We went to CEX and picked up a few things. But basically, the main reason I went to Norwich today, I finally bought the incredibly rare game that Dan and Duda put aside for me, Gaming Rarities YouTube channel. I basically today have bought the most expensive game for the collection. It is now the most expensive game and by far the rarest game. And while explaining more detail in that episode, why. But I will say I've pretty much spent the budget for the whole of July and most of August. I have been saving last month. Well, not really saving. I've been spending less for the last month to basically get enough money to buy this game. It is in the top 10 most expensive games on the CEX website. I paid a little more than I would for the CEX website, but it's never in stock in CEX. And it's actually the British version, which is even rarer than the normal version. And it's honestly that rare. And I was reliably informed by Dan that he had offers for this game, that they were offered more than he offered it to me. And he did it to me because obviously we're friends. So I appreciate immensely Gaming Rarities. Always has his YouTube channel in the comments below. And I've got to start putting it on the actual channel itself as friends of the channel. But anyway, we'll get to that episode sometime in the next week or so because I've got a lot to record. We've got that episode, we've got Last Level Games, we've got CEX, we've got this episode, a couple of extras. So we've pretty much got episodes galore for the next month and a half of PS Too Many Games. And extras for things that I like to talk about or record. So we're pretty organised for the first time in a while here at PS Too Many Games. It feels good.
Something's always gotta go wrong.
Well, it doesn't feel good at the moment. There's a good chance I won't be attending the Norwich Game Market on August the 3rd. And that's purely because work comes first. I will try and get that day off or swap that work day, but it's not looking good. But work always comes first, so I'm not going to argue it. At the end of the day, I need money to buy games. I was looking forward to it for obviously PS2 stuff, but also for N64 stuff, because if I'm going to try and get all the boxed versions, which is going to be a colossal pisser, I've got a very good chance of finding better stuff at Game Markets than I have at CEX. I'll be pretty honest, I went to CEX Norwich today, and a lot of the boxed N64 stuff, the boxes were rough. We'll just leave it at that. They were rough. We're at quite a good solid high now. I'm roughly gonna have to do an episode on what I plan to do for the N64 in the other games room. I had to explain it, but I need to prepare. Need to buy some like stands for the cartridges. Need to reorganize some shelves. It's gonna take quite a while before the other room's like ready to be filmed in for the N64 stuff. So you have to bear with me because time is always against you, and it is especially for YouTube purposes. So, for some reason, I feel like I have less time this year than I had last year. It's not because of not my willingness to do episodes. It's just I have more things I have to do now. The older you get, the more responsibility you take on. Not a bad thing, just an annoying thing. Anyway, let's actually get to the actual products today. So we're going to do the big parcel first. Dan the Games Man actually found this for me randomly on eBay. And I was like, you know what, that's a good price, and I just bought it like that. But obviously it came from France. So it's taken. Tell from Norfolk, aren't you? It's taken a while to get here, but when it arrived today, I was elated. I'm going to have to come in from the side.
That's what she said.
You know, I should get like not like a standing knife, but like one of those like retail knives that like use to cut cardboard. Problem is, I'll probably break it, and then you got a bloody knife somewhere, like without a blade. It's like, right, we're getting in here. Didn't take that much, but actually well packaged, shockingly well packaged. So obviously the person doesn't watch this channel, just a random eBayer from France. But well done, random French man. Okay. Yeah, this is actually in. Okay, it's not in the worst condition, but it's not the best condition of it. But it's. We've already got the English version of this. Thanks, we found a copy. So say hello to the French version of Oi Toy Play Hero. Very much the same size like the Oi Toy Play Pom Pom we got in the top right hand corner. That was the girls' version. This is the boys' version. Be a hero. Obviously, it's in French because shockingly it came from France. But obviously we got the actual game a couple of weeks ago, which actually I played a little. You don't need to play. You don't need to know the language. It's for children. But we are going to open this to see everything's included because there should be a pathetically looking pyrofoam sword. And we did open up the pom-poms, use the pom-poms from last time. Splice that clip in here. Oh yeah. Looks like the kind of sword you'll find in some kind of Legend of Zelda game. Hiya! iToy insignia. This is actually in shockingly good condition. And obviously, come on, the actual game itself. Obviously, the French version. So, this really didn't cost me that much, to be honest. So, worth it, to be honest, worth it. We've got the accessory, haven't got to look for that anymore. I can tick it off the list. Just got to try and get the actual sword back in the box now. If I ever do like actually record a full iToy episode, because I've been teasing it for months in the last year, just got to get motivated because the iToy was a shit accessory. But it sold like 4 million iToys across the planet. That's why you can get it for like £1.50 at a car boot. There's so many of them. I'm just going to put it on the shelf there. Actually fits quite nicely. Anyway, happy to have that. Was it worth the 3 weeks wait? Yeah. Right, so we're just going to throw the commercial in right now, and then we get to the actual 5 CEX Roulettes. Now, for those who remember, how can I put this? The last one we actually did get 5 out of 5. The one before that we got 1 out of 5. So it's real hit and miss with this kind of stuff. So let's see what our luck's like this time. Sod's Law will say 3 out of 5.
Tag team, or else. Mario Kart Double Dash. Drive, throw stuff, switch. Only for Nintendo GameCube. Rated for everyone. GameCube.
And we have returned. Let's just get into it. So once again, a lot of questions I asked last time was why are they in different pack as parcels? Well, it's a very simple question. They've come from different stores. Simple when you think about it. I just didn't really give that much thought to it. Some stores prepare their parcels far better than other stores. Some depots do the same thing, and some who just don't give a fuck. We should go through them one by one. Price range, I believe, I went between £5 to £15 each. So there are some better games than others. I don't know what's in which parcel. We're just going to go one by one. So parcel Uno. Straight in. That's actually quite nice. If memory serves, this cost me £10, and already I'm very concerned. I'll explain in a second. So I tried to buy classic British motor racing, right? Now, what's concerning me straight away is zoom in, that French symbol, and it's in French. So already I'm sensing this is going back. And people are saying, well, you've bought foreign versions of games before. Yes, it plays in English, but this is called classic British motor racing. I would like the English version of classic British motor racing. I will say that they put the actual disc in the sleeve. But if the manual has no English in it, I'm sending it back. No, it's got no English in it. Absolutely no English in that manual. So this is not going to play in English anyway. From the same people who bought you such illustrious games as Mini Disc Hop Racing, Living World Racing, which I don't think we have actually, Action Girls, which we definitely don't have, London Taxi Rush Hour, Monster Truck Extreme, Circus Blaster, the incredibly alluring Ninja Bread Man, Trixie in Townland, and Big Racer 2. So, interesting company. We'll go with that one. I mean, I'm going to look at the disc, but I'm almost certain this is just going back because it's French, and the manual's in French. Honestly. Easy. Yeah, the disc is a bit rough, I must be honest. I've had far rougher than this before, but yeah, it's rough. That's a rejection, and that's purely because it's the French version of a game that's based on British cars. I don't know how I feel about that. And someone did point out, and it is true, they do take in and do sell foreign European games at a PAL. That is actually in their disclaimer on their website. That's absolutely true. They do happen. I don't like it, but they do. And that's the reason why this is going back. I am getting a tad concerned. I don't return things all the time. Maybe like once a month I'll return a couple of things. But I know if there's someone who keeps returning stuff, they stop from returning things anymore. They block them. If that ever happens, if they block me from returning stuff, you won't be seeing me getting any CEX Roulettes anymore. Ever. But we'll see. Anyway, first one. Rejected. Oh, that seems a bit ominous. Parcel number 2, who decided to put the brown tape over the rip thing, which means this could take a lot longer to get into. Aren't you clever, random person who made this parcel? You're a dick. If that is you, Soap, I'm sorry. if it's Soup, who's friend of the channel and I speak to her on a daily basis. Yeah, if that's you, I don't think it's you though. I don't think you would parcel this badly. By the way, the next parcel really loves the masking tape. Oh my god. Anyway, this one we got into reasonably well. Okay. Okay, I was going to save this one to last, but it's the next one out, so I present to you Phoenix Games Maniac Mole. Now, firstly, I'm going to give it props. I do like the texture of the Maniac Mole. They look like puppets. Well, he does anyway. The rest of them look like, well, that looks like a potato. They tried a little with this one. I'll give them that. We will tentatively say the case is good, and it is the British version, so that's all right. Open it up. No manual. Going back. Oh, it's going to be one of those episodes, isn't it? North for 2. We'll see the disc. The disc actually is immaculate, which makes it even worse because it's immaculate. There's no manual. Let's just read the back for funsies. Once upon a time, a mole fell asleep in the house, but when he awoke, the world around him had changed. His cozy hole was turned into a laboratory, inhabited by some violent creatures. The laboratory is huge, spread around numerous levels, and goes deep underground. I'm going deeper underground. Sorry. Our mole has to go deeper and deeper underground to clear his house of the creatures and destroy the laboratory. Actually sounds intriguing. Sadly, there's no manual, so that's a rejection. Parcel 3, which is a masking tape nightmare. This might take me a long time, so if it gets spliced out, we'll see. But honestly, this is probably the most masking tape parcel I've seen in some time. Either they fucked up the parcel and thought we've got to somehow protect this masking tape. Use parcel tape, masking tape. Jesus Christ, I'm actually quite fast. I just went out the end. That seemed easier. Easy we go. Okay, game number 3. A game that probably should have got a long time ago. Gladius or Gladius. For those who are wondering, Gladius was the sword used by the Roman Empire's legionaries. The more you know. And that's probably not true, but I believe it's true, so please drop that knowledge on me. It is the British version. It is a LucasArts Games. Already, I'm psyched because I'm intrigued. Problem, sounds like the CD in there is not connected. Okay, well, the actual case looks half decent. Looks like it's pretty good. We tentatively open. Yep, it's not attached, but we'll attach it. There is a manual, as seen. The manual's quite thick, in very good condition. This is very close to being acceptable. Let's put that back. There's only one thing stopping this, is the disc itself. Bearing in mind it was loose while I got it. Oh, that's a bad disc. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. I'm going to put it for a clean. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I've come back. I've gone for the clean, and as you can see, it is still rough as fuck. That's not for free. You know, they're all going back for different reasons. You know, I might end up. They might end up just stop banning me from returning things. Because I do roulette once a month, and rather we have success or we have massive failures. This has been a complete failure so far. We are not for free, and they've all had different valid reasons why they're not for free. And I always go back to Great Yarmouth because they're understandable. They actually care about quality control in Great Yarmouth, and so do Norwich to a certain extent. They clearly don't give a fuck in the stores they came from. These ones. Well, to be fair, actually, the one without a manual was nearly perfect, so I can't really criticise them. But the French one, yeah, but I can criticise this. This should never have been taken in. At this point, where I'm actually getting quite concerned, we're on the Parcel 4, and it's not one game we're actually keeping it. Now, for those who remember last month where we got 1 for 5, it was the last parcel that's happened to meet the standards. Okay, anyway, Parcel 4. This one's actually well packaged. The person who did that, well done. They use actual parcel tape instead of masking tape. Tosspot. And it comes off straight away. This is actually well parceled or well packaged. So well done, person who parceled. You did your job. Right. Okay. This one, I think, was one of the more expensive games I picked here. Okay, it's got... Okay. So... this is Billiards Exciting. Billiards Exciting. I nearly said the stream. There's nothing extreme about billiards. For those who are wondering, billiards is what we British would call American pool. Numbered balls like such. Now, on the back, it does use the German symbol, but the top bit is in English. So I'm assuming this only came German copies. Anyway, we will read the back tentatively. An authentic 3D billiards with realistic gameplay. Billiards Exciting delivers awesome gameplay, solid graphics, and precise ball movement found in real pool. Billiards has never been this real. No, real billiards is actually playing billiards. 6 different games: 9 ball, 8 ball, rotation, basic, 14.1 continuous, and Billyards. Now, 9 ball is what we would call American pool. 8 ball is what we would call British pool. If you understand what I mean. Story mode. There is a story mode in this game. Intriguing. Place bet to compete against 10 players in over 15 stages. 15 stages! I'm actually kind of intrigued. I might actually play this if it's actually going to be kept. Easy to use tutorial, novice players to learn the rules. That's pretty much it. We open it up, and there's no manual. I'm getting, once again, quite angry. Just to get the money back, I suppose. That's always a win. But what's the disc even look like? The disc is actually not that bad. So that's 2 games with the disc is actually pretty good, but it's no manual. That's how infuriating this is. The case is also a bit rough too, but I can clean them for obvious reasons. So we are now 0 for 4. You know, the gentleman who I buy a lot of my shovelware from Gaming Markets, I saw him at Oxford, I saw him at Nottingham, I saw him at Doncaster. Genuinely nice human being. We've bought 60 shovelware games from him over those 3 Gaming Markets. He stated to me when I first met him, it's when he got to roughly the 1800s where he really struggled and he gave up. We are now near the top of 1900, and we're not giving up for 1 inch, but we are struggling. We are 0 for 4.
What a load of old shit.
The last chance, a really large parcel for some reason, but actually going to be shockingly easy to get into. So I'm trying to remember what the other game I tried to attempt to buy. I remember now. Actually, I'm happy this was last, because this was going to be the most piss-take of all the games. Right. The last chance. I present to you, Let's Ride Silver Buckle Stables. Yet again, another horse riding game for the PS2. For those who thought I was lying, no, there are a lot. And I mean a lot of horse games for PS2. Easily, we're in the teens for maybe even 20 plus horse riding games. But we're definitely above 10. It's ridiculous. Anyway, the case itself is a bit shite. But it's English, so that's always a plus. We'll read the back first, just in case. Congratulations, you're the owner of a new horse farm called Silverbuck Stables. Choose your horse, pick out your riding outfit, and even accessory. Oh no, sorry. Scratch that. Pick out your riding outfit and even accessorize your horse with saddles, ribbons, and more. The competitions are tough, but practice hard at the corral I can't speak today. To perfect your riding technique, and you'll make it to the equestrian centre where you can show off your skills to win blue ribbons and buckles.
Hey, you want a sugar cube, horsey? Oh God, Brian, don't!
So this is your basic dressage / horse jumping game. Create the horse of your dreams from hundreds of combinations of coats, manes, saddles, bridles, blankets, and more. So you're basically making your wonder horse. Fair enough, I understand that. We incredibly tentatively open this. There is a manual. Okay, brace yourself. The manual is in English, and it looks reasonably good condition. Brace myself. Okay, right. The disc is the only thing stopping us keeping this. Can we have once again go 1 for 5, or will we have a complete wipeout? This disc is in shockingly good condition. We're keeping this. We are 1 for 5 yet again.
Yeah, boy.
Out of all the games I wanted to keep, this was probably not the one. But we will add that to the collection, and we will add it to the board. It has been added to the board. Excellente. So, thank you for watching this. Please comment and subscribe. Once again, enthralling CEX Roulette. The last 3 times have been a ride of emotions. We are actually theoretically at 1900. Let me explain why. Because our friend of the channel, Jonathan Neil Smith, has got about 20 games put aside for me, which is going to cost me a lot, by the way. So you're not going to see them all at once, but they're there. They're there. I just picked up 1 more game from Dan, the expensive game, and I can find 2 more games soon. But so we are basically, by the end of August, you're probably gonna see 1900 on that board. You really are. So we're getting there. Am I getting to 2000 by the end of the year? No, not at this point. you see the struggle I have with CEX Roulettes. It's not going to happen. It really isn't, because it's a struggle finding games now. It really is. And out of the 400 plus games we need to find on the list I've got, bear in mind, a good 30, 40 of them or 50 of them are foreign versions of SingStar, which I'm probably not going to collect, simply because it's literally the same game we have in Britain, just in a different language. And I don't think that's different enough to collect. And if we do get near the finish, maybe I'll start collecting them then, just for the funs of it. But now I really want to concentrate on games that are different. It might sound stupid, the Buzz games, Buzz of UK, Buzz of Sweden, that stuff, they actually are different because the questions are different and related to those countries. So we will collect them because they're different. If you understand what I mean. The club games we collect, they're different. You understand what I mean? So actually, that number of like 22330, take about 30 to 40 off that right now. So we've probably got less than 400 games to find, theoretically. Now, bear in mind, a good 50 plus of those games are going to be worth £50 plus. I think. I've got to do a count of how many of these games on CEX Rarities I still don't own, but it's like 50 plus. And there's a good 10 to 15 games that are worth over £100 more that I still need to find, including the 3 big hitters, which of course are Gun Club, Q1, and Report from Michigan. Rule of Rose is still coming down in price. That's no longer a big hitter. It's that common. It's nearly half the price in the last year when it comes to, like, it used to be like £400 game. You can get it for $220 if you want the European version now, quite easily, even less on eBay. Just putting it out there. So yeah, anyway, we have made massive strides this year. We're not going to get 2,000 because it's just, well, if we do, there's going to be a hell of a turn up in the next 4 months. It really is. And financially, a lot of the games I need to find, you understand what I mean? Financially, it's just not going to happen. I mean, I got a good steady job, but most of that money's going to real life, so you understand what I mean. Just going to throw it out there. Plus the N64 stuff, which I'm enjoying, by the way. I'm enjoying just as much as the PS2 stuff. Trust me, you're going to see a lot of cartridge games in the next 2 to 3 or 4 weeks. Trust me. Yeah, so just going to throw it out there now. We're not going to get 2,000 before the end of the year. We're going to get well past 900 before the end of the year. 1950, that's achievable. We will see. I'm being as truthful as I possibly can. 2,000, we'll definitely get to 2,000. I think trying to get all the leftover like cheap games I don't own, we'll get to 2,000 just doing that. When I get to like the rare expensive stuff, that's when it's going to be like, where do I go from here? Like long-term planning. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Please give me a like. Likes actually really make a difference to channels. Like, how can I put this? When you like or dislike a video, apparently the YouTube analytics will like show the video to other people saying this is actually getting quite a bit of attention. Do you want to give it a watch? Comments also are quite helpful. Subscribing actually is very helpful, but likes are more helpful. That's how stupid things are. Because obviously, subscribing wise, anyone can see how many subscribers this channel's got. It's like 1,700, I think, something like that. So 1,700 and stuff anyway. Half the people who watch every episode do not subscribe to the channel. They watch things, but they don't subscribe, which I have no problem with. That's your prerogative. I really have no problem with that. This shows you, like, algorithm-wise, how YouTube works. I would say half the people who have subscribed to this channel have either stopped watching it or do not watch every episode, which, once again, have no problem with. If you just moved on with your life, good for you. At the end of the day, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. But yes, likes are actually shockingly important for videos. That's just the way it is. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see everyone later. Bye.